All right, and welcome back to Civic Engagement, powered by AtlanticCityFocus.com. We are coming to you right now from JoJo's in Egg Harbor Township, and I am so grateful to be able to speak with Assemblyman Don Guardian, who, I always say this whenever I see him, most of the time I refer to him as Mayor Guardian because he was the mayor of our fair Atlantic City and did a wonderful job, and now he's an assemblyman, so we won't get into the mayor stuff, but he is up for a re-election on November 4th, and so we wanted to go ahead and ask him a couple questions. So first of all, we'd like you to introduce yourself, and I'm only a lowly, reporter and radio station disc jockey, so you have to explain in terms that a radio disc jockey could understand. What is it that the Assemblyman does? So please introduce yourself and tell us what the Assemblyman does.
So thank you very much. So it's Don Guardian, now an Assemblyman and proud former mayor of Atlantic City. I've been in Assembly now. This is my 4th year, and we run every 2 years. We really are the voice of the community we represent in Trenton. So the state is divided. About every 210,000 people have 2 assembly members that represent you. In most of Atlantic County, that means Claire Swift and Don Guardian. So I think there's really 2 parts of the program. One that most people are familiar with is we reach out to about 10,000 people that visit our office either in Atlantic City or in Egg Harbor Township. We have a great staff. In addition to English, our staff speaks Spanish and Mandarin, Bangladesh, and Hindi. So we try to reach out so everyone's comfortable that comes in to our offices. When you come into our office, it's some things that we directly can help you with, like Social Security, like your unemployment benefits, like anything to do with your car or your auto registration. But because we're pretty knowledgeable, people come in because they're going to lose their house. Because they miss the mortgage payments for a couple months, or they're being thrown out of an apartment, or they can't pay the utility bills. And we work with all the agencies that we think can help them that way. And then we're also there because some people don't realize if they're a property owner, they're entitled to $1,500 each year from the state to help them with their property tax, another $300 on top of that if they're 65 years of age. And if they're 65 years of age and they make less than $165,000, their taxes can never go up until they die. So they get locked in. It's called a senior freeze. And so we help people with that. And then if you're a notary public, you have to get certified each year, and you can only do that through an assembly member's office. So that's more of paperwork. So that's one part of our deal. We have a great staff that reaches out to try to meet those needs. Then on the other part, our main job really is on approving the budget for the state of New Jersey, and then either writing or rewriting legislation that controls the state. So every day someone is writing to us, asking us, geez, I've been a fireman or a policeman. I retired in 2011, and we've had no cost of living index. The inflation has gone up 45%, and it was only supposed to be cut for a year or two. It was never returned, and so, we introduced a bill to help people with that. We introduce bills all the time, or co-sponsor, or at least vote on them for changes in the cost that you can make and still have your child be able to afford either a free meal or a reduced meal. Raise the amount of income that you can make and still be able to afford affordable housing, whether it's Section 8 or it's workforce housing or it's senior housing. So that's what we basically do. You work together. We're the minority party, meaning the Republicans, so we don't actually have the speaker on our side. He's a Democrat. When I say on our side, we don't get to decide what bills go forward. He does. but Craig Coughlin's done a great job. Has been very good to us, and my experience both in Ocean County as a business administrator, Atlantic City as mayor, being running the Special Improvement District in Atlantic City for 18 years before that, being a casino exec before that, and being a Boy Scout executive for Atlantic County. Very, very career. I kind of think of my life as a book. And every couple of years, there's a new chapter. Sometimes I pick that chapter. Sometimes someone else picks that chapter. But nonetheless, this is a good chapter for me. But that past experience really helps me to try to meet the needs. So, you have very affluent communities along the beach. We also have the urban needs of Pleasantville and in Atlantic City. We have very middle of the road, middle class in most of the county, and then we have the farmlands, and of course, both fishing, oystermen, clammers are still real big down here. So we have a pretty varied group of constituents that we represent.
If you're just tuning in, this is Civic Engagement, and we have the pleasure of talking to Don Guardian, Assemblyman Don Guardian. There's two questions that are kind of personal, not super personal, that I want to ask you. And the first question is, you've always been a politician that doesn't necessarily check what people would think of as all the Republican boxes. How important is it, or better yet, can you explain to us the importance of being an assemblyman for all of New Jersey and for Republicans, Democrats, Independents?
So I'm a Republican because of some of the conservative